This video is inspired by the song Never Lost. I believe the song is a worship song, a Christian song, originally written by Tribal, otherwise Maverick City. I'm not sure if they're the same composers, if they're like a dual combined business, but either way. But this specific version is, or what I'm going to show you is derived from a YouTuber known as, a musical artist actually, known as Brendan Praise. And this is his cover of the song Never Lost. Originally written by Tribal. So it starts off with the intro with we're in the key of E flat, and he uses a flat major sus2, but he's adding in the seventh as well. So he's got this sort of melodic thing going on with the right hand. And I'll definitely link the video where this tutorial was inspired from. So I'll put it in the link of the cover of his cover, so that way you can have a listen to it. But what I'm going to show you is we're going to apply a very similar principle, but to the 5 chord of E flat, because generally sus2 or sus4 chords can be done on the 1 chord, the 4 chord, or the 5 chord. No other chords will be, because they can only be done on major chords, of course. So I'll show you how to sort of do that over the B flat. So we'll play the B flat as a sus4. But what I'll do is firstly show you what's going on in the cover of Brendan Praise, Never Lost. So we're playing this repeated sus2 pattern with the major 7th under the A. And it's in a 6/8 rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the left hand, this is where things get interesting. We're adding sort of like a step or a couple of notes to just sort of make this repetitive pattern have a bit more life. So the chords or notes that they're using are just all octaves in the left hand. So we're going with an E flat, G to A flat, and then it finishes with C, G, and back to the A. And literally that's like 90% of the song. I believe there's a B flat used in the verse. So I'm not doing a full tutorial of the song. I'm happy to do that if there's enough requests. It's quite easy. I'm sure this tutorial itself will give you the way of playing the song. But otherwise, I think I really want to focus on the sus, because we can apply that principle to any key, and it just makes it a bit more fun when learning the sus2 and sus4 chords. So let's give it a go. So we got E flat, G, A flat. I believe the camera should be capturing my left hand. If not, I can move it a bit higher. But here we go. Let's play it. That's pretty much what he's playing in the intro, and there is passages in the song where that does repeat as well in some of the verses. I haven't learned the lyrics completely. I've only had a couple of listens to it, but it's quite catchy, and I don't think it's a difficult song to learn, whether it's lyrics or even the chords as well. So just to confirm, we're playing, it's a 6/8 rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's gonna be hard for me to to say that while I play that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think it's easier if I just play the bass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you just sort of repeat that. So the notes in the left hand, just to confirm, it's E flat, G, A, C, G, A. So the degrees we're using of the scale in E flat is 1, 3, which is G, 4. Then we're going to 6, back to the 3. Now, a bit more variety you can add, and you can even add this if you're going to cover this song yourself, is taking the 5 chord and making that a sus4, but the left hand will stay the same. So the notes of a sus4 in the key of E flat for the B flat chord will be B flat, E flat, and F. And we want to double the root to sort of get this octave, because that's the way I was playing it and improvising over a little bit earlier today. And And we essentially do the same thing in the left hand. And I would say this sort of progression works really well in a song, or any song, in the context of worship or pop music, where the first chord of your verse is the one chord. So in the context of this song, Never Lost, it's actually E flat. So if I was just to play a couple of measures to come to that E flat, it would sort of give you a bit of context of how it sounds. So what was I doing there? I'll use the original. They don't use the B flat. They use the A sus2. The rhythm wrong there. I think that's sort of what he's doing in the first verse. So it's 1, 3, 1 over 3 is an inversion of E flat. So it's still technically E flat to the 4. Anyways, that's going into more of a tutorial of the song. Otherwise, we can do, here's another little progression. It's in many songs, nothing really come to my mind right now, where it starts on the 1, but I move up diatonically up to the 4. So I go from E flat, F minor, G, and A flat. So moving from the 1 to 4 in a stepwise manner. So let's do the same thing. So what was I doing? Let's use the B flat, sus2. So that's another example. So anytime you're starting on the 1 chord of your key, that little sus, whether you use the 5 chord or the sus4, is a good sort of way you can do a bit of an intro into those songs. Let's quickly look at how we can do this in another key, just so we sort of have an understanding of the concept. I'm going to play it in C, of course, because that's a bit, it's an easier key. You can probably see the notes I'm playing, but also it should be in line with the camera that's above me, so there shouldn't be any notes that are missed. So firstly, let's look at both variations of the sus chord. So on the 4 chord for this sort of pattern, the 4 chord is a sus2. Yep. But we're adding in, if we want to keep it the same as Never Lost by Brendan Praise, we can add in the 7th degree. So if it's F is that 4 chord, we make it a sus2, so emit the A, play F, G, C, and then we just add in the E, which is the major 7 of F. In the left hand, we're using the same scale degrees, so it's 1, 3, 4, then it's 6, 3, 4, so C, E, F, A, E, F. So we're always finishing on the 4 chord. So let's give it a go. And let's do the same thing for the 5 chord, which mostly in any major key, the 5 chord, you can play it as a sus2, but I think sus4s generally, at least my ears prefer that when playing a sus chord for any 5 chord. So the 5 chord of C is G, and I'm playing it as G, C, D, G, exactly the same voicing that we were doing in E flat for the B flat sus4, but we're just transposing it to C. Let's give it a go with the left hand again. tried to end it there, but I completely messed that up. End it as a sus2, or start as a sus2. So, yeah, as you can see, it's just a quick little way to practice some sus chords, in a way that's sort of musical, and you can use that as an ending, as an intro, and as a verse, is exactly how it is in the song Never Lost. But that way you can sort of transpose that to other keys, and it gives you a bit more variety rather than just practicing the sus chords like this. Which, look, again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a very traditional way of practicing. But for me, finding ways to be creative about our practice and making things sound musical and putting your chords in context makes the learning process a lot easier.